TIFU by making a cash register boy blush. Short but sweet. Obligatory TL, doctor at the bottom. I, F34, was on my way back home from work, passing by the local grocery store and supermarket, located very close to my home. There are normally lots of stray cats in the neighborhood, but there is one in particular that always comes running when she sees me, so even when I am loaded with shopping bags, I can't help myself petting her. Today was no exception. I made sure to pet her only with the left hand, because I knew I wouldn't be able to wash my hands immediately. Love her, but she is kinda dingy, so to avoid touching my face or hair, as I often do, I was trying to do everything with my right hand. So I go to the supermarket next, already on the cash register, unloading my basket and chit-chatting with the boy who works it. He looks to be in his early 20s, kinda cute, like I normally do. While I'm helping him arrange all items in my bag, I followed his gaze and noticed the questioning look he gave my left hand, as it must have appeared quite weird that I wouldn't use it, and instead hold it aside, like a surgeon ready to operate. Me being the kind of person who feels the need to explain any misunderstandings away, because God forbid somebody thinks something weird about me, lol, chirp up casually, oh, I just stroke a kitty with that hand, so I try not to touch anything else before I wash my hands properly. Mind you, I said that in my native language, where the word for kitty and the euphemism are interchangeable, like P-U-S-S. In English. He stopped scanning the groceries for a moment, and when I looked at him, he had this priceless expression on his face. Eyes a little wide, sort of flushed, looking at me in disbelief. Only then did it hit me what I said and how it must have sounded to him. I quickly corrected myself, elaborating saying, kitty, cat, you know, a stray. Meow meow. Yes, I really said that. /cringe/. He made a new sound and bit his lips, suppressing a burst of laughter. I think I might shop elsewhere in the next few days. Facepalm / TL, doctor, I accidentally woke somebody's dirty mind by making him think I've pet my kitty. Edit, thank you so much for the platinum and silver. I just wanted to vent by sharing a mildly cringe-worthy story from my day with a healthy dose of self-irony. Didn't expect it to blow out like it did. I appreciate all the kind and funny comments, but I'm also shocked to see how far could some people twist my words into extremely dark connotations. I even saw comments about me being creepy, predatory, etc., which is absurd. I know I shouldn't feed the trolls by engaging and reasoning. What reasoning when somebody posts an absurd comment meant solely to upset or offend? Indeed. But seriously, those who suggested I was in any way deliberately inappropriate or had some hidden lewd agenda towards this guy, I suggest you read my post again carefully, and then if you still think so, seek some professional help, because the issue is with you, not with me. He's a cash register man now. Who dare challenge my throne? I think I might shop elsewhere in the next few days. Facepalm / facepalm with your right hand, I hope. Should have just owned it, winked at him and didn't say any more. Right? She already said he was kinda cute. Give him an over-the-shoulder look when you leave too. Woulda made his day. Ha ha ha. Okay, this is hilarious. I died at meow meow. And you and I are the same person. I have to explain every possible misunderstanding, too. Smile. Hi there, long-lost twin, D. This is a good one. I have a similar story actually. I had just moved to Italy and my Italian was very basic, and even though most everyone spoke English, it was important to me to try. This led to me struggling through exchanges at cafes all over town. One morning, I tried to order a croissant with my espresso. My knowledge being limited, I mixed up two very basic verbs and said I am instead of I want. This would have been okay, but I finished with un cornuto, instead of un cornetto, croissant. So instead of asking for a pastry, I told the barista that my wife is cheating on me. The stunned silence and looks of surprise only lasted a minute before the whole place burst into laughter when everyone realized what I meant to say. Once they kindly explained it, I was laughing with them. Didn't pay for my croissant that day, made new friends, and I learned a fun new Italian word. I lived in Italy for a bit and learned after a month that I had been asking strangers to light me on fire. I went to ask if they would give me a light for my smoke. TIFU by teaching my children not to fight, but to work together. Almost 2 years ago now. 2 kids, boys, 5 and 4. Fight like cats and dogs. Anything to annoy the other and start a fight. Grab a random object and throw it at the other when dad isn't looking kind of thing. One day I'm cleaning up the kitchen and the ruckus is extreme. I interject and sit them both down for a long talk about how much better things can be if they cooperate instead. At the end of it, I went back into the kitchen and resumed cleaning. A remarkable length of quiet while later, the 4-yo comes to me. 4-yo, dad, come see what I made. Grabbing my hand /me, sure, let's see. Leads me to their room to the corner table where they have art supplies and points to the papers on the table. He likes to draw and I encourage it when I can. What I see on the table however, are just random scribbles. Me, is this what you wanted to show me? I pick up the paper and check both sides, just a few random scribbles /me, that's great buddy, but why don't you come get me when it's finished? I put the paper down and turn to walk /4-yo, no. Dad, look. Pointing at the papers okay, maybe I missed one? I look through them again, no, just scribbles? I'm still looking at them when suddenly 4-yo grabs the papers from my hand and tosses them back on the table. 4-yo, okay dad, I'll show you later, you can go. Pushing me towards the door I'm a little confused, he's not like this usually. I pause outside their room, and when I do, I hear the crinkle of cellophane. My boy's room is off the hallway leading to the stairs down to the basement. The stairs to the basement are crinkling. I poke my head around the corner of the staircase and there is 5-yo. The package of Oreos clutched to his chest. He looks at me with big eyes and I just hold out one hand and point with the other. I took the package and he walked by right as I couldn't hold my dad face any longer. See, the Oreos were on top of the refrigerator. So what has happened is 4-yo baited me, while 5-yo got a chair from the dining room, carried it to the kitchen to retrieve the loot, then put the chair back and hid. This has to have been meticulously plotted. I'm a mix of horrified and proud. I had to quickly put dad face back on to tell them to not sneak treats and to now clean their room. Then I left the room and had a brief "what have I done?" moment back in the living room. TL, Doctor, my kids went from the Animaniacs to Pinky and the Brain. Let's be real now. You're actually 0% horrified and just 100% proud. Knowing they'll naturally learn to have each other's backs, even after you're no longer around to catalyze it. There was at least 5% horrified considering how quickly this came together. But yeah, smile. P.S. I liked Dust better. I hope you gave them the snacks later. They deserve it for that one. That's some Ocean's 11 type stuff. I figured out this one as soon as I said the title. As soon as my twin sisters got to the age where they would stop pulling each other's hair, they pulled stuff like this all the time. Yeah, my brother and I are 18 months apart. Mum hated us fighting as little kids, but by the time we were 12 and 13 she got very worried what the hell we were up to together. We were a bit slower than op kids. You need to remind them of this coup when they get older. He needs to crush the rebellion before it gets out of control. Hard labor, possible making an example out of the weaker one. Always remember, they have numbers on their side and they keep multiplying. Moreover, they show an incredible ability to learn and adapt. At least most of them. Some appear to stop around 8 cycles after hatching. I have 8 twins that are chalk and cheese. One is extremely academic, shy, and lazy. The other is sporty, never sits still and street smart. They've never really fought, but they don't really get along either because they have little in common. They decided they wanted a fish tank. I told them they had to save for it. A flurry of teamwork. I watched them in less than a week combine their powers, delegate to their strengths, and earn $150. She worked out what to sell, took photos, he wrote the blurbs and worked out pricing. When people came to the door, she worked a hard sales pitch, whilst he collected and counted the money. Any extra chores, she did, whilst he repaid her by helping her with her homework. I'm officially screwed if they ever turn against me. TIFU by meeting a girl on Tinder to Netflix and chill. Yes, this actually happened today, see image link. Also, sorry for this being long. CTL, Doctor below. I matched with a girl on Tinder today. The profile was ambiguous, just a picture of her laying down on her belly, no bio. I usually start with a creative message derived from the pictures or bio. I decided to just message her, I don't have much to go off from your profile. What does come to mind is that you have a nice looking butt. She responds, wanna touch my butt in Perosn? You can read the rest of the conversation from that image link. Bottom line is, we decided to meet at my apartment and that I would give her $40 for some weed. This felt like a whole new level of trashy for me. So far in life, I have only had zucchini with 4 people, and I make a serious attempt to date them. I asked my friends what I should do. They said it did not seem too sketch. I was going to say no, until I thought to myself, hey dude, when you are an old man, you will regret not having casual coconut with a stranger more than not knowing what could have been. I end up giving her my number and she calls me. There were a few things over the phone that gave me a bad feeling. First, she sounded way too casual over the phone. It felt like I was scheduling an appointment with a receptionist. Second, she thought that we were doing this at her place. I asked her if she had roommates, and she responded yes. I told her that it made more sense to do this at my place since I live alone. She ends up hanging up. I am thinking, alright, whatever, this all seemed too good to be true anyways. She calls back 3 minutes later saying that she lost cell phone reception for a minute. This was the final item to make me feel uneasy. In hindsight, she was obviously lying. The amount of time between calls was far too long for her to have just lost connection. She agreed to do this at my place. I insisted that we get coffee first so I can make sure I am not bringing a wacko into my apartment. She agreed to that and I am feeling more comfortable now. She just asks for a ride, which was not a problem for me. I leave to pick her up and get $40 for the bud. Up to this point, I was feeling really nervous about going through with this. Then, while I am actually going through with it, all those thoughts disappeared. I'm just thinking to myself, tonight is going to be fun. I am about to get a little high with a cute girl, play some Mario Kart with her, watch Netflix, get my banana wet, and maybe even cuddle. Little did I know, I am about to get majorly bamboozled. The address she gave me was not listed. I call her, she says just to meet her at the Rite Aid on the corner. This is when I should have known to back out. However, at this point, I am dead set on eating butternut. I meet her at the Rite Aid parking lot. She actually looks like her profile and all the nerves are gone again. She said we could expect her dealer to show up any minute. She gets the call 2 minutes later. I am thinking to myself, what kind of drug dealer is this prompt? But me being a gullible idiot, I give her my $40 anyways. Then she meets some dude on the corner and they walk off together, not to be seen again. I immediately realize that I have been played. She texts me, beat sorry, and that was that. Was I mad? No, not at all. The situation could have been far worse. It could have been more money. She could have been an undercover cop. She could have been lying about her age. I could have been beat up by her boyfriend. I could have gotten an STD. The list goes on, folks. Right now, I feel 3 things. I feel great shame. This is not the guy I am. I am just lonely and would have appreciated some sexual comfort. I also feel really bad for her. She must be in a tight spot to have gone through with that. I'm sure that she needs my $40 more than I do. Finally, I feel really unlucky, as yesterday was my cake day. If this could have happened just one day earlier, my post would have been gilded for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, what did we learn today? If a situation seems too good to be true, it is. Doctor, I met a girl on Tinder who just wanted to get high and butternut. I give her the money for the weed and she just walks off with it. Edit, just woke up, will try to respond some of you throughout the day. Thanks for all the comments and to whoever it was that gave gold. I know, I am an idiot. I don't mind being the butt of a joke though, because you people are absolutely hilarious. Dude, you're lucky that's all that happened. I had a chick Facebook message me wanting to smoke some green and coconut. I had maybe a hitter's worth left and that's all. She wanted me to park on a certain part of the road near a local park. She was out there waiting and told me she wanted to walk through the back door of her house so her family doesn't notice. As we got to the back of her house, 2 dudes jumped out and beat the cheesecake out of me. One of them had me in a stranglehold and demanded I take everything out of my pockets. They stole my wallet, phone, keys, and the little bit of weed I had on me. One dude said if I ever talked to his girlfriend again he'd kill me. They then beat me some more and all run off. Had the neighbors call the cops, and few weeks later I managed to recognize her and her boyfriend at my work. Picked him out of a lineup and he got charged for felony theft. Got some jail time and had to pay me $1,200 for everything they stole. The girl didn't get in any trouble at all, even for showing them the Facebook messages of her trying to sell me cocaine and heroin. Had the neighbors call the cops, and few weeks later I managed to recognize her and her boyfriend at my work. Picked him out of a lineup and he got charged for felony theft. Got some jail time and had to pay me $1,200 for everything they stole. Justice. The girl didn't get in any trouble at all, even for showing them the Facebook messages of her trying to sell me cocaine and heroin. I kept having to remind myself you couldn't have possibly gotten murdered because you had to be alive to write this up. Make sure to report her Tinder account. This is these. They will ban her phone number. My friend calls this idiot tax. I've paid my fair share of idiot tax in my life, and a lot of it was well over $40 worth. You should have. Y'all still wanna Netflix and chill.